There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
to see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
Who the hell are you guys?
Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. Oh, that was so good. Of course, it's the trailer for Marvel's Avengers Infinity War.
That is right.
Oh my gosh, today is the day we've all been waiting
Dun,
for.
dun, dun,
It
dun.
has been 10 years in the making. The Avengers Infinity War is now out in theaters.
That is right, but does it live up to the hype? And should you go and see it? Here to break it all down without too many spoilers are the hosts of the Fan Brothers podcast, DJ Benhameen and Tatiana King. Hello, guys.
Great, how are you?
Very
Great.
well. Thank you for joining us.
Very excited about the movie, but we're going to keep everybody in suspense a little bit longer because we first have to talk to you about your amazing show, Fan Bros. Tell everybody about it.
Yeah, so we talk about geek and pop culture from the perspective of people of color. We dive into everything from movies, TV, video games, comic books, animation, the whole 9 yards.
I love that. And you coined the phrase blurred. Explain exactly what that means.
Well, we haven't coined that phrase. That's actually a phrase that we try to incorporate into everything we talk about. So blurred is an amalgamation of black and nerd. So it's to kind of help people have an identity, and some people they need a title to help them like kind of mesh with others that are on the same boat. So that's what we've done.
You don't look like a nerd, and you don't look like a nerd.
Definitely
so
not.
y'all redefining this, right?
I mean, that's the point of Fan Bros show, is to show people that not everyone is the stereotypical idea of a nerd, and all types of people appreciate comics, movies, TV, and we show and bring everyone in. So we're for all nerds.
Yes.
All right, I love that.
Now, speaking of appreciating comic books, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best and 1 being the worst, what would you rate Avengers Infinity War?
9.5.
Oh, wow. That's pretty high.
Okay.
Okay.
Amazing.
I saw it twice now, and the first time I saw it, I was like 10. I'd probably go 9.5 though.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an incredible piece of work.
Strong.
Yeah. Okay. So now you have to break it down. What makes it so incredible and so different from all the other Marvel movies? Because they've all led up to this one film, them coming together.
Yeah. Well, to me, what makes it the most different, and from like, I really can't think of many movies that do this. The Avengers aren't as much the protagonist of the story. The story more features around the villain Thanos, and it's a rare movie where you see it somewhat told from the perspective of the villain instead of from the perspective of the heroes. And so that was something that they said they were going to do before the film came out, but I really just didn't expect them to follow up as well as they did.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so we have to switch gears a little bit and talk about Black Panther, which we were talking about during the commercial break, and I will ask you to not repeat anything that was said. Thank you very much.
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality. You signed the disclaimer. Thank you very much. Now, with regards to Black Panther, it is one of the highest, in fact, the highest grossing movie this year and the second highest grossing movie of all time. Do you think Avengers Infinity War will surpass it?
Quite possibly.
I like that for Black Panther's sake.
Because, I mean, Black Panther is just unprecedented across many different channels, right? We know that already. But Avengers Infinity War is an amalgamation of all of that. It's Black Panther, it's Captain America, it's Iron Man, it's everything. So it's really hard to say, but I mean, this might make it. It's already,
do you think so?
It's already beaten it in terms of pre-sales when it came to the tickets just to get to the movie. So I mean, it might just make it.
Do you have any predictions?
Yeah, I think it might too, because worldwide it might have more of an appeal even than Black Panther, because even though like Tatiana said, even though Black Panther was the first of its kind, Avengers Infinity War features every franchise they've ever had. So if you're a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, you're going to go see it. All the new fans of Black Panther are going to go see it. All the old fans of Iron Man for 10 years now are going to go see it. So it's...
Okay, I'm a fan of Iron Man. I'm a very big fan of Iron Man, but I'm not too sure if I'm able to distinguish between Iron Man or Robert Downey Jr. But I am a big fan of that one.
Well, regardless of who you're a fan of, the good thing is, like you said, they're all in this movie. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about the plot line, since they are bringing so many people together. You mentioned Thanos. So what happens? Without giving too much away.
Without giving too much away. Well, the plot line is that Thanos is this big bad villain who has been featured since the very first Avengers movie. You saw him for a brief instant at the end of the first Avengers movie, and you've seen glimpses of him or his plan to gather all the Infinity Stones since the very first Avengers movie. And this is finally where Thanos makes his move, and it's like, okay, I'm going to get all these stones. You've been hearing about it. This is it.
Now, explain what Infinity Stones are for those that aren't blurbs out there.
They're basically, to really simplify, they're power gems, and they represent different forms of power. So, for example, there's a soul gem, there's a time gem, there's a space gem, and you know, many others. But they all fit into this gauntlet, i.e. what Thanos is wearing that you see in the trailers. And that's what they're all, again, that's what Thanos was going after, and that's what the Avengers and everyone involved are trying to stop him from doing.
Because if he gets them all, he can rule the world. Or destroy it.
Just a little more than that.
Yeah, just a little more than that.
Total annihilation. I mean, no big deal.
Yeah, not all the worlds, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
But do you think that there's a standout hero in this movie?
There's a standout hero for very terrible reasons.
Fired.
Yeah, but actually, that was shade. But basically, honestly, all of the heroes have their time to shine in this movie. I would say everyone shines very equally in the positive. Everyone has their point where they're shown to be above and beyond a hero. So
you're laughing in the background
about my shade.
Get over the shade.
But we have to talk about the shade, because you mentioned 9.5 out of 10 is a huge rating.
Yes.
So where's that extra half mark gone?
There are little quips I have. I'm a little of an eagle-eyed viewer. I'm also a critic, so I have to look at stuff like this. And there's some things that are a little bit shaky with the special effects.
Right.
Just a bit. And then also, when something's made by an imperfect being, it's going to be imperfect, so I can't give it a 10. It's not perfect.
We know a lot of people would
like
say,
that answer.
I do. Well, a lot of people would say a lot of these movies, they just focus on all the special effects and the fighting and the blowing up stuff and not the storyline. How well do you think the story was developed?
I think in this one the story is developed very well, because like I said before, it's rare that you see a film from the perspective of a villain, and this really gives him motivation where you're not going to exactly agree with him, but you might be like, you know, he's got a point. I think about it.
It's interesting because they say art imitates life, and I can't help but notice certain similarities between a certain rule over nation that other people term a villain. Do you think that they're drawing any parallels from real life in this movie?
I think our president could learn something from this.
So Donald Trump needs to go see Avengers also. Buy a ticket. I'll buy it for you.
Send him a ticket.
If only.
He said it all. No, I have nothing else to add.
Okay.
That was the answer.
In that case, let's let our viewers learn a little bit more about Thanos, okay? We know he's trying to collect these Infinity Stones, but where did he come from and what is he? Because he's a creature. What is he?
Well, Thanos is, his race is of the Eternals, and they haven't been really developed in the Marvel Universe yet. Like, this is the first you're seeing of them. But he's a guy from another planet. He comes from a planet named Titan. Not the moon of Saturn in our solar system, far outside in another universe. And without giving away too much of his origin, because that becomes a big part of the film, why he's doing this, he basically feels that the universe needs balance and that there's too much going on, and so he's going to bring balance to the universe by any means necessary.
So he's going to make the universe great again?
Guys, can I just say this might have to be my favorite segment ever because it's filled with shade. I am loving this. I don't feel like the bad guy anymore. Yes. But guys, man, your analysis is legendary. I am so obsessed. Where can our viewers listen to your podcast?
They can find us everywhere, just about everywhere. They can find us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play Music. Anywhere where you can listen to podcasts, you can find us.
You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, at Fanbro Show, anywhere. Google at Fanbro Show when we come right
and
up.
Fanbros TV.
Okay, we'll be tuning into all of that.
Listen, I'm here for the shade. I might not be in the conference, but I am into
this is every week with us.
Yes,
every single week. We'll be tuning in, and hopefully everybody at home will be tuning into the Fan Bros also, and to us, because we will be right back. We were having so much fun with the Fan Bros, we could not let Tatiana King and DJ Benhameen leave us. So they're still hanging out with us to talk more Marvel, more comic books, a little bit of everything in this world. So we have to start off with talking about why are comic books, superheroes, so popular right now? It's like another one comes out every month. What's going on?
I think what it is like right now is that we're in an age where the technology allows us to make these films and these TV shows where you can depict what was on the page before, because before comic books, you know, you have these characters with just huge powers and all these visual effects. And so before, you know, 20 years ago, it just wouldn't have looked as good as it did now. And so now that we can see all these things, you can visualize and you can create these worlds. So it's like people have over 50, 60 years of stories to tell. So they've just been waiting.
They're just churning them out.
Yeah, now it's just like, okay, now we got the money and we got everyone's eyes on us. Let's just get them all out there.
They're almost competing with themselves. Like, I was hoping Black Panther would stay out a little bit longer to rack up more money before this came out. And I was like, oh, you're cutting off sales.
It's possible for you to enjoy both at the same time. One does not mean that you can't enjoy the other. You know? But so explain to me, as a comic book novice, I don't claim to know much about it. What is the difference between DC Universe and Marvel? Which one's better?
Oh gosh.
Take it slow. Take it slow. She don't know. Bless her heart.
We believe in you. You can do this.
It's a hard question to answer just because that's really subjective. It really depends on the person. The stories are different, the characters are different, the writing and the art direction is different as well. And also it depends on what part of the universes you're talking about. Like if you're talking about the cinematic universes, obviously Marvel is worlds in a way, kind of way over DC. If you're talking about animation, DC wins. So right now, we're just at a place where you just have a wealth of characters, a wealth of stories, and you have plenty of places to go.
And which do you prefer?
Oh, God. I would say the majority of the characters I like are in Marvel, but there's so many DC characters I love as well, like Catwoman, Batwoman. Like,
that's true.
So
they're a little bit weaker, though. I'm just sorry, they are. Well, let's let you guys determine who's weaker and who would win in a battle. Let's play a little game. It's called Superhero versus Superhero. And see who you guys pick. We just made that up. All right.
Okay.
Go for it.
First one, Spider-Man or Superman?
Who's gonna win in a battle?
That's not even fair.
But it really depends though, because like Spider-Man beats people who are more powerful than him all the time, just because Spider-Man believes in himself, and Spider-Man is like, he's going to win. Like he just has to.
Determination.
Belief can't regenerate life.
I was gonna say, but I believe in my
with a little bit of kryptonite. Is that the right comic book?
Right.
Yes.
Very good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but you know, again, if Spider-Man had all that know-how, sure, but just in sheer strength and invulnerability, Superman would win.
No
All
question.
right, okay.
All right.
We'll take it.
What about this one? Robert Downey Jr. versus Chadwick Boseman.
Those are real people. Listen, I know enough to know that those are not comic book heroes. Those are real people.
I want to know the real person. I know who would win the comic book figure, especially, well, technically Robert Downey Jr. is a real person. He just has a big fancy suit he puts on because he has a lot of money, but he doesn't really have
You
any
mean
power.
Tony Stark?
Yeah,
I
Tony
know this
Stark
one
doesn't
too.
really have any money. He just puts on the suit.
See, I'm not as clueless as
And
I pretend to be.
T'Challa, he's really a regular person until he takes the...
So are you answering for them or are you going to let me? All right.
Okay,
I'm defending my question. That's what I was doing.
Okay. So let me clean it up a little bit. Tony is rich beyond belief. T'Challa is rich beyond belief. They're both very, very smart. However, they document that T'Challa is smarter than Iron Man.
Yeah.
So if we're just talking about like intelligence and maybe how many people like them better, I would probably say T'Challa.
But also, if you say Chadwick Boseman versus Robert Downey Jr.,
Yeah, you can't do
only one of them went to Howard University.
You
know.
Fair enough.
Okay. I have one for the women.
Okay.
Batwoman versus Catwoman.
Batwoman has all the gear versus Catwoman. I mean, if you talk about who I like better, I'm going to say Catwoman.
Oh, well, it's a trick question.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one. Captain America versus Thor.
Well, this matchup happened before.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the movies. Oh, God.
So which one would you choose, and was that authentic to what you believe would have happened?
That's a tough
Thor
one.
and his hammer.
It's tough.
Especially after Infinity War, because Thor becomes,
Don't give away too much.
I'm rooting for that man right now. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Thor is a god, okay? At the end of the day, he's a god.
Okay, that's a good way. There you go.
That's a great way to end that.
Yeah, I like that.
But
Good way out. Okay.
I think we should listen to a little bit of music.
Yes.
What do you get when you call
superhero music?
The Brady Bunch and comic book heroes.
All right.
Find out.
Here's the story of a playboy genius who was gearing up to form some sort of crew.
They did this, what's it called? They filed in here.
One fought in World War II.
Are they singing the song?
It's the story.
Like the greatest to ever walk the earth by far. And a falcon.
And a magic doctor.
Wakanda forever.
So then one day all the heroes were assembled to fight a villain who packed much more than a punch. And this group was labeled the Avengers. That's the way we all became the Marvel Bunch. The Marvel Bunch. The Marvel Bunch. That's the way we became the Marvel Bunch.
That shit is straight painted on.
Wow.
That shit was so black.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. And we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow? Monday!
There you go. Bye-bye.
Oh, that's hilarious.